Welcome. I'm Richard Hosnode, and I'm your host for the Wisdom Inspired Life podcast and this Wisdom Inspired Life YouTube channel. Great to have you here. If you'd like to email me for any reason, you can email me at richardwib@gmail.com, the address on the screen. I'll get back to you as quickly as I can, and heck, we may even Zoom. This episode is, I think, in terms of its message, the importance of its message, the profound nature of its message, the most important episode I can imagine producing. It's certainly the most important episode that I've produced so far, and we're well over 100. So this is part of my Ageless Wisdom series. The Ageless Wisdom is 24 volumes of more than 10,000 pages, all of which I've read at least once. Not easy reading, that's for sure. And it is the highest esoteric wisdom available on the planet. From an enlightened Tibetan master, Djwal Khul. Okay? He's a member of the spiritual hierarchy, which means the great enlightened, super enlightened spiritual leaders that are responsible for planet Earth. More on what that's all about later. But the good news is that the planet is overlooked and helped by a spiritual hierarchy of extremely wise beings, I guess I should say, because they, quite frankly, have graduated from the human kingdom. Now, he transmitted all this information, all 10,000 pages plus, to Alice Bailey via mental telepathy. Alice was advanced spiritually, and she transcribed it into what exists today. Alice was a citizen of the United States and lived near Monterey in California for a while. Okay, 3 pages here. 3 messages all working together. This is the spiritual hierarchy sending a message to humanity. Okay? So let's start. Quoting, I challenge the thinkers of the world to drop their sectarianism, their nationalism, their partisanship, and in the spirit of brotherhood, to work in their particular nation, regarding it as an integral part of a great federation of nations. A federation that now exists on the inner side, namely on the spiritual hierarchy, but waits for the activity of world thinkers to bring it into materialization on the outer side, where we reside. Okay? Drop sectarianism, drop nationalism and their partisanship, and in a spirit of brotherhood, work in their particular nation regarding its integral part of creating a great federation of nations. Okay? Big idea, big need. Next. Quoting, I ask you to drop your antagonisms and your antipathies, your hatreds, and your racial differences, and attempt to think in terms of the one family, the one life, and the one humanity. I would remind you that hatred and separateness have brought humanity to the present condition. And that present condition is far less than ideal. Okay? To think of us as one family, one life, and humanity. I have said in numerous episodes to take a bigger view. Our home is not an address on a street. Our home is planet Earth. We are a community of human beings living on this planet. Okay? And once we realize we are one group, one humanity, group of humans living on planet Earth, then maybe we can start seeing the oneness of the one life, the one family, and the one humanity that he's talking about here. This is a call to action by the greatest spiritual masters on planet Earth. Okay? Speaking of call of action, here it is. I challenge you also to make sacrifices, to give yourself and your time and your money and your interest to carry these ideas to those around you, in your environment, into the group in which you find yourself, thus awakening your associates. I call you to a united effort to inculcate the ideas of brotherhood and unity. A call to action by the greatest spiritual masters on planet Earth today. Now, if this reminds you of something that you may think you've heard this before, I'm going to ask you to go to iTunes or wherever you listen to music and listen to John Lennon's song, Imagine. In fact, I have an episode focused on the lyrics. Great wisdom in John Lennon's song, Imagine. We are all one. Imagine where there are no nations. Exactly the message John Lennon was bringing to us in that song that has by some groups been voted Song of the Century. Okay? Please go back and listen to this episode again so you really get the importance of the message that's being shared with us here. This is an extremely important message. Now, the good news is that we are in our planetary cycle. We are about 3,000 years into a 12,000 year evolutionary process, where the pace of evolution will pick up rapidly as we go faster in time, just as we see already in today's world. This is where we're going. And the sooner we can get there, the better all of us will be, the better our planet will be. This is the most important call to action that I think any of us could hear and respond to and put an oar in the water to help make this happen. Okay? So again, please listen to it again. Go listen to John Lennon's song, Imagine, for the truly inspiring nature of that message, which is totally consistent with what you hear here. Okay? Well, the next page is anticlimactic, and I'll do it quickly because it pales in comparison. Got a website, mywisdominspiredlife.com. You can listen to the podcast there as you can listen to it every place else. As you know, hopefully you know, I'm on a mission to help people live a more wisdom-inspired life. And the message that I've just shared with you is a call to action to live that wisdom-inspired life. And I understand this is a journey, and I appreciate you being part of this journey today. And I look forward to continuing this journey with you.